Okay, okay, part two of up and running with Power BI for Dynamics users. So in this episode, we're going to take a baby step forward. We're going to publish Excel charts and data in Power BI. So your Excel data and the charts you've built inside of Excel, they're going to look exactly the same inside of Power BI the way you built them in Excel. In fact, you'll do all your design work in Excel, and you'll really just use Power BI as a way to publish those out to the organization, but with the power of combining them with some other things we'll see as we go deeper into this. This slide is just a placeholder for you to remind you of the steps we're going through. So if you need to kind of step back from the video in a second and look at the steps, you can look at these to remind you of what you need to do to make this happen. Okay, cool. So here we are. We're going to first of all open up Power BI. And while we're in Power BI, we're going to go get data. Lower left-hand corner of Power BI, go down to the get data link. We want data that's in a file. So go to the files area, click to get the data there. Our data is in OneDrive. You may have it somewhere else, but mine is in OneDrive. It's an Excel file in OneDrive. So I click OneDrive, I find the file in OneDrive, easy for me to find in this case. And I'm just going to click connect to get the data. Now I have to decide, do I want to get the actual Excel charts or make my own? I want the actual one, so I click the item with a grid. Back here in Power BI, you can see my workbook is now inside of Power BI. If I click that workbook and open it, there it is, exactly the way it looked inside of Excel. But I want to create a dashboard with this now. So I'm going to highlight that grid, and then I'm going to go over to the Pin button in the ribbon at the top of Power BI. I'm going to create a new dashboard. Just give your dashboard a name, whatever you want to name your dashboard. Type that in and click Pin. And what it's going to do is it's going to create the new dashboard and it's going to pin that table into the dashboard. Now, before we go look at the dashboard, let's go ahead and put a chart in there too. So here's a pivot table with a pivot chart I created inside of Excel. Hey, I want that on that dashboard too. Let's click pin again. Now we can just use an existing dashboard, click pin, and now let's go just check it out. Let's see what the dashboard looks like. There it is. You've just made your first Power BI dashboard. Now you can go edit it a little bit, make this a little more aesthetically appealing to the folks you want to share it to. It can be just yours, but you can also share this out to other people in your organization. So you've taken that Excel data and you've turned it into something a little more aesthetically pleasing, and you can now share it out with other people. In a minute, you're going to see how we can add to that with some other information.